Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie. I am the artist and owner of NMC Design Studio, a small art business based out of Seattle, Washington. And today we have my lovely friend Cece, or Projects by Cici, here, and we're going to be walking through helping her rebrand her business.
I'm Cece. I mostly draw silly things. My business, I do stickers, prints, zines, and live illustration at markets around Seattle. I also sell things online on my Ko-fi? Coffee? I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I think it's Ko-fi. Yeah, kind of like coffee, but
a little bit different.
Yeah, I think I always pronounce it Ko-fi.
Yeah.
So
I've heard other people say it just coffee, and I've just been like, that
interesting.
seems wrong. Or just like a secret third one that I can't remember right now, but I can't remember.
Interesting.
But like that, I was like, I can tell that's what you're saying, but it's radically different than either.
Weird. We're going to be walking through a branding template that I made, and it's going to be a lot of questions and prompts of kind of how Cece sees her business, and hopefully it goes well. This is the first time we're really walking through it, so guinea pig, thank you.
Yeah.
But we will start with the very first slide, and kind of the purpose of this slide is to kind of help Cece in this case, or whoever is going through the template, to kind of define what their business does and like what is your business. Mm-hmm. So we start on the outside circle and kind of dial in. So what does your business do? What would you say that your business does?
I'm not entirely sure how to define what my business does outside of what I do. So like, since I'm 90% of my business.
Yeah.
So like, I guess what my business does is very similar to what I do, which is make silly art and draw pictures.
Yeah.
But like, the business isn't drawing pictures.
Yeah.
I'm drawing pictures. Maybe
it'd be better or more helpful to reframe it as like, what does your business offer to others?
Mm-hmm.
Does that feel like a helpful reframing?
Yeah, I think so. That like why would someone be a patron of my business?
Yeah.
It's for art of silly animals and their own pets and like other related things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the right verb is, but.
And then, so the next question is, how do you do it?
Yes. So I do a mix of creating work both at home and like in my own time, where I'm creating more of like the mass-made products.
Yeah.
But then I also on the spot am drawing people and their animals. Mm-hmm. So I guess those are the two hows.
Yeah. And maybe also think about like how are you offering it to people? So I know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could answer this question.
That I'm doing it in person at markets, online in my shop, and at like pop-up events. Where like, yeah.
So I create art both at home for online sales and on the spot at events and pop-ups.
In addition to the like pre-made products that I make at home.
Maybe adding, I create custom art.
Yes.
And then you can add the in addition to, or additionally, or however you want to phrase it, create artwork for manufactured items.
Yeah.
And then final question on this section, probably the hardest one. Why does your business exist?
Because I like to make things. I feel like is the easy answer.
Yeah.
But I don't know if does it need more detail than that? But
I mean, I don't think it needs more detail than that, but I guess it kind of depends, and we can always come back to this part if like we feel like we need to flesh it out more to like get the most out of other sections. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very similar to why my business exists. I just make stuff that I like.
Yeah.
So the next section is maybe not as familiar to those who are watching, but I think it's very familiar. For context, we originally met going through a user experience design program at the University of Washington. So we're very familiar with the concept of like user research and user personas, but I'll explain a little bit in case you're not as familiar and you don't have a UX design background. You can kind of think of them as like stereotypes, but like for a decent reason.
Yeah.
Not like negative stereotypes, but you're essentially just like grouping a group of people into categories so that it's easier to design for them and like check your designs against them. Did that make sense? I feel like I just like word vomited.
I think it kind of, yeah.
We'll go through my example and maybe that'll help as well.
I don't know if it makes sense to someone who doesn't know.
So fair. So the example I made is, I think, one of my businesses, like demographics or like customer persona groups. And so the example I made is like the artist. So some characteristics of the artist might be mid-20s to 30s, does some sort of art themselves, and that can be music, visual, 3D, etc. And another characteristic is that they value art. And some of the behaviors that you might expect from someone who falls into this category or group is that they attend art markets frequently, they enjoy having art, whether that's prints, ceramics, etc., in their home, and they will often spend time getting to know other artists. So in this case, you can kind of see like I've taken like some characteristics from like a bunch of maybe different people that I actually know or I know have actually shopped from me, and kind of conglomerated them all into like this group or persona. And we're saying that that group represents some subsection of who I would expect to be my customer. So now we're gonna go through and do this exercise with who Cece thinks that her customers are.
Well, one of my types of customers is definitely the pet lover.
Yes.
Which has the characteristic of has a pet who they love.
Yes, this makes sense.
I have noticed a much less narrow age range. So I don't know if it's like that's worth noting in the characteristics, but like
I think it's up to you if you feel like it's necessary. Like the things that I gave were just kind of like,
yeah,
it could be a bunch of different things.
It feels interesting to me that like it feels like when an older person is buying stuff from me, it is one of my pet portraits versus like I don't get a lot of people in their 50s and 60s being like, I would like this fish sticker.
Yeah.
But I do get them coming up saying, please draw my cat.
Yes. In my brain, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do pet lovers like to do? Or what are the characteristics
of them? Yeah.
I don't know if there's much else that defines them besides that they love their pet.
I mean, fair. Do you feel like maybe, and I'll clarify, I feel like it's okay to make some assumptions during this part. They shouldn't be like super far-flung assumptions. Like we shouldn't put down, they're all from France.
Yep. I actually only work with French people.
Like that doesn't feel like a valuable assumption to make, but it might be a valuable assumption to make that they have other artwork of either their pets or...
Like, a lot of the times, yes, but I feel like there's a decent number of people who are like, oh, I didn't think of the fact that I could get a portrait of my pet.
Okay,
until I was, like, in front of them, and they were like, this is a thing you can do.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which, I feel like that's not super common, but there's definitely, like, been people who I feel like have been introduced to the idea of fandom of their own pet by being like, wait.
Fair.
I can do
That's
this.
fair.
This is a power I have unlocked.
Yeah. I mean, we could
think,
just leave it at two characteristics.
Yeah, I do think that, like, because that is now a person who wants to have art of their pet. So, like, like I feel like that's because, like, there's also, like, a lot of people who, like, have a very minimalist house and, like, they're, like, one perfectly fluffy white dog, but they're like, I would never have a pet portrait of my dog in my house.
Fair, yeah.
In the home.
Yeah.
Not their home, just the home.
The home. And then what do you think are some behaviors that you might expect to see from the pet lover?
It has a ton of photos of their pet. The biggest difficulty when people at a market, if they don't have their pet with them, have is picking which photos to send me.
Very fair. I would also have that issue.
Yeah. And I guess like they're not always at art markets. I get a decent number of people who found me online. So I don't think that's necessarily a defining factor.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like a very wide net of a audience.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to get more specific behaviors.
Yeah. Maybe, like we've already determined that they have to want art of their pet in their home. Would you say it'd be a valid behavior that they engage in or with art spaces? Because even to find you online, they'll have needed to engage in some sort of art space.
Kind
almost.
of like I've developed a lot of relationships with like pet groups. So like a lot of people have found me because like I work with like a pet food company or a dog park, and so like they don't necessarily like they get exposed to the art world through the dog park sharing it to their Instagram story versus like having been on the art side of Instagram.
Then maybe valid behaviors that they're involved in pet or animal spaces.
Yes.
Even if that's not necessarily how they find you, and they find you through an art space first, like if they're at an art market. But I think it's kind of impossible to have a pet and not engage in pet spaces at least somewhat.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm going to steal this, enjoys having art in their home.
Yeah.
So, let me select hello. Did you make that part not selectable or something?
Yeah, that part's locked. You're gonna have
I'm gonna have to type
it out. Yeah. My biggest pet peeve of like templates and things in whatever whiteboarding software you decide to use is when the things that aren't supposed to move are still movable, and then I'll go to like select something or like click on something to drag it,
and you mess everything up.
Everything moves. It's awful. I hate it.
Yeah.
So when I make templates, I try and make sure that the things that aren't necessarily supposed to be interacted with are locked.
Yes. Okay. Now, who is my other audience?
Yeah, and we can also not name them first off. We can go through characteristics and behaviors first and then give them a name. But if naming them helps to kind of focus.
Yeah.
I can't think of the right words.
But I know what you mean.
First.
I feel like the main characteristic of like my other main audience is the people who say, "Oh, that's cute, I need it."
Yeah, put that in as quotes.
Specifically, that's why I'm sold out of the Snoopy sticker sheet.
So fair. Yeah.
That's pretty much like the main audience for most of my stickers is people who are like, "Oh, that's cute."
Yeah.
But so I guess behavior stickers.
Yeah.
Behavior is stickers. That's not there needs to be a verb there.
Enjoys stickers maybe, or collects stickers, or maybe both. Enjoys and collects stickers.
I did just think of like a third persona.
Yeah.
That is like the gift giver. Because a lot of people are like, in like a subcategory of, "Oh, that's cute, I need it," is a, "Oh, that's cute, blank needs it."
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, you need to draw my friend's pet."
Yeah. For focus.
Yes.
Again,
word.
To two. Yeah. Which one do you think you feel like you see a higher number of people who are like, "Oh, that's cute, I need to give it as a gift," or, "Oh, that's cute, I need it"?
I think it's more the, "Oh, that's cute, I need it." It's
fair.
Just more memorable when someone says, "I need that as a gift," because like,
I mean, that's always really nice.
it's fun.
It's just a nice feeling.
And like it's also like a more specific story for your brain to latch onto of like, "Oh yeah, they said that their friend loves pigeons."
Yeah. So for this time, let's focus on the "I need it for myself."
Yes. What else?
Yeah. Any other characteristics?
I feel like they're frequently in groups.
Interesting.
Because like the "Oh, that's cute, I need it" is only sometimes addressed to me. It's much more frequently like in a conversation with their group of friends.
Yeah. Do you feel like there is any like monetary differentiation? I feel like I'm using corporate words. Of like, I guess what I mean, like, do you feel like people who fall into this persona group, do you think that they're generally spending less or more, or you don't really see a difference?
I mean, they're typically like per transaction are spending less because like they're only buying one or two things, and like
Yeah.
a sticker is cheaper than a full portrait.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't necessarily most of the time feel like because they have less that they want to spend, and rather
Fair.
that they just like are getting the thing that they want.
Yeah. I wonder if like maybe it'd be a behavior. I don't want to say that they're picky, but like they're deliberate in their choice
Yes.
of what they're choosing to get. Does that feel?
I think so. Yeah, they're not like doing like I'll take one of that and that and that and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also very frequently the people who are like, when they're buying a sticker, are telling me where they're gonna put it.
Very fair.
I might sneeze.
You're allowed to sneeze. I'll make sure to put it in the video.
No. Can't have evidence that I sneeze. Of course, now I'm not gonna sneeze.
Of course not. Speaking of, that just made me think. Do you feel like you find these people, or these people find you most often at like art markets or pop-ups rather than online, or like a mix of both?
These people definitely are in person. So
Yeah.
would that be
Probably a behavior. I would frame it as like
attends art market?
attends art markets, or something like that.
Yeah, I would say most of my non-portrait online sales are like international art friends and who are just buying stickers from each other and mailing them back and forth.
That's so fun. Neat.
Okay.
Do you feel like you want to add any other?
I don't think I need to add anything else, but I do think we need to give it a name.
Yes, this is true.
Do you have an idea?
That's a great question. I almost want to say something like the market finder, or like, because I wouldn't say that they're like a browser necessarily.
Yeah, 'cause they're buying things.
Yeah, and like essentially something to capture like you're mostly
Maybe
finding
like
these people
the
at markets.
attendee.
Well, I also was thinking like something that was like, I really like the detail of like they're very deliberate in their choices. I feel like that'd be fun to call out.
Yeah. The planner.
Maybe if you feel like that tracks.
I don't think like not everybody is telling me their
Fair.
specific plan, but like
Yeah.
the connoisseur.
Honestly, I like that.
How do you spell that?
I think it's CONNOUSSEY.
Yeah, spell connoisseur.
CONNOISSEY.
That's far too many letters.
It's far too many vowels.
Yeah.
Truly.
Okay.
So we've got the pet lover and the connoisseur. Connoisseur? No, I don't know how to say it. So the next section is, I actually got this idea from my boss at my new job.
Nice.
She had us, we were trying to go through and name a feature, and she had me and the product manager go through and do this exercise where we had to look at a thing and then say, how does it relate to the five senses? So now I'm gonna make you do it.
No, not a group activity.
I mean, I'll chime in too.
Okay.
But it's your business. It should mostly be you, even though that's less fun.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna go through each of the five senses, and we're gonna say, what does your business sound like, look like, taste like, feel like, and smell like? Taste and smell are the hardest.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like sound's also hard.
Sound is hard, but like, it's easier.
Yeah. What are some examples of what things sound like
Ooh. So like,
in like
things that like, not necessarily your business.
Yeah.
But like,
you can use mine as an example. That'll make my job easier.
I'm not going to.
No.
But like just some examples of some sounds that like immediately come to mind, like wind chimes, or like a cat purring, or like rain on pavement.
Okay, so like more conceptual, not.
Yes, we're going for conceptual here.
Okay, I'm not trying to be like scissors cutting paper.
I mean, it could be, but yes, less, not literal.
Me tripping
but, like,
on the pile of stuff I left on the ground.
That's too relatable. But yes, more conceptual of like
Okay.
what you would relate.
The vibes that you were.
Yes.
Okay.
Going
rather
for
than.
aesthetic vibes.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do you feel like your business sounds like?
The first thing that comes to mind, which I don't know how accurate it is a bouncy ball. But I can't picture what a bouncy ball sounds like right now, or why that came to mind.
I feel like it's kind of like a boing and like a thud. Like a mixture of both?
Just, it sounds like thud.
I mean, why? I mean, maybe it'll help if we say why do you think that came to mind first?
I don't know.
So fair.
I think I was just trying to think of sounds and I realized I feel like I should know what a bouncy ball sounds like, but I don't.
Yeah.
Can we start with one that is less conceptual?
I mean, they're all gonna be conceptual.
But I feel like I have a better sense of like the looks like, 'cause like I have a much more,
yeah, we can
like,
start there.
yeah, like I feel like I have a better sense of like the vibes of visuals. Like
Yeah.
I'm a much more visual person than auditory person,
Yeah.
so it feels easier.
So what do you think your business looks like?
Things like squiggly lines.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this would be easier. Squiggles does feel too concrete. It's was trying to be more
I
conceptual.
think squiggles is okay as like
Okay.
more conceptual. I know for you it feels concrete
because I
because
draw
you do
squiggles.
draw a lot of squiggles in your current branding.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you have ideas?
I mean,
Can I phone a friend?
I would imagine that what you like about squiggles is like more freeform, right?
Yes, yeah.
So trying to think
like
of
hand drawn.
freeform visuals.
Like hand drawn is too much of a descriptor of a thing, right?
I think
I
so,
need-
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
sketches, or is that also still too concrete?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Texture, but that's too vague.
Like what kind of texture?
I guess like papers and fabrics. So does that have a categorical name? What is that? Fibers.
Fibers? Fair. That feels a little vague still.
Yeah, but like I don't know how to better define. But like
I mean, if you're going towards paper, I could see you saying like brightly colored construction paper.
yeah.
Or if you're going towards fabric, say like what kind of fabric? Like is it a linen? Is it a silk? Is it a felt?
I feel like it's more like the specificness of the paper and fabric doesn't feel as important as like the grit of the fiber, if that makes sense. I don't know if that is what articulated in a way that makes sense.
I think it makes sense.
Like,
Do you think then if it's like the grittiness of the fiber that paper and fabric is the best descriptor?
maybe, but I feel like paper and fabric is too just like flat as a, because like a perfectly smooth piece of paper or like a perfectly silky fabric don't feel right.
Yeah.
But like denim or more natural paper,
Yeah.
like where it has that.
Like roughness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe put down something specific, even though it doesn't necessarily need to be that. So like denim, and then you could also put down like a, would you say like a linen or like
Yeah.
maybe a handmade paper?
Yeah. This is gonna mean I have to get out my handmade paper supplies.
Not necessarily.
There's worse things. I feel like I could also I could change sketches to more like, I don't frequently draw with charcoal, but kind of like it's definitely
the
like
like
the
roughness and grittiness
Yeah.
of charcoal. Yeah.
is kind of like how in the world do you spell charcoal?
COAL. Yeah.
You know, like coal.
Like coal.
That makes sense. I feel like I need more colors in here.
I mean, you could just start with, do you think it's brightly colored?
Yes.
Like neutrals, pastels, earthy tones?
Bright, but not like bright.
Maybe
but,
bold
Yeah.
instead of bright?
But like, is there something between bold and earthy? Because I feel like it's bold colors, but with like that are slightly less saturated, but not fully desaturated to earthy tones. Like a mustard yellow is like not quite an earth tone.
Jewel tones?
I don't like jewel tones though, because those are all dark. Like there's no light colors in jewel tones.
I mean, fair. I think you could maybe say mustard yellow is a jewel tone though.
Yeah, mustard yellow is like is an example, but like I feel like periwinkle too. Like periwinkle isn't a bold color, but it's also not an earth tone.
Fair.
What is periwinkle? Because it's also not a pastel.
I will also just challenge you. Are you thinking about like what colors you like to use in your artwork?
I'm
or are you
thinking of
thinking
like
about-
my display and branding more rather than my specific artwork. Like, not necessarily what I currently have, but like what I am drawn to, not when designing necessarily products, but when designing like visual identity things of like, yeah.
Yeah. And with everything that we've talked about like what your business is and how you do it and why you do it, do you feel like those colors are still like the colors that you're talking about, maybe like bold but a little bit earthy
Yeah.
colors make sense and aren't just things that you're drawn to?
I mean, I think it's like, I don't know. I haven't thought enough about if they make sense. I don't know. I just know I like them.
Fair.
So I guess, does my work have bold colors in it?
Well, it's less about if your work has bold colors and like we're thinking of your business as a whole.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about this earlier, but I'm going to bring it up now because now seems like a good time. But you were saying that you have a really hard time making, what's the word?
Separating.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Separating the two, like yourself as an artist and your business.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that makes a lot of sense. And I think probably a lot of small art business people have that problem because...
I've never thought of them as separate entities.
Yeah, because the business is just you doing art.
Yeah, and then sometimes people give me money.
Yeah. I think part of this is like trying to separate those two a little bit. We've talked about like what your business does, right? So offers silly art of creatures, including stickers, prints, zines, and original work. Then how you do it, you create custom art and you also create artwork for manufacturing, both at home and in person. And your business exists because you like to make things.
Yes.
Coming back to the why does your business exist?
Yes.
Because we did say we could come back to it. Do you feel like there's other reasons your business exists? Like outside of yourself? I guess maybe a little bit. I'm just going to ask you the leading question instead of trying to be like professional. Do you feel like any part of like the reason your business exists is you like giving art to other people, or you like seeing people enjoy your art or enjoy art in general?
Yeah.
Like, is any part of like the external customers have an impact on why your business exists?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And it also has a big impact on like the kinds of things that I'm doing. Like if people didn't want me to be drawing their dogs, I wouldn't be drawing their dogs.
Yeah.
Like originally it was much more like I will draw you while you sit in front of me, but then everyone wanted me to draw their dogs. So I was like, just text me a picture of your dog and I'll draw your dogs. And that overall was much better because then you also don't have to sit there for 3 minutes while I stare at you.
Yeah. So maybe something along that of like your business exists because, or like to help people enjoy art, or like to give people products that they'll enjoy and cherish, or something like that, with the words that make sense to you and your brain. Cool. So I like to make things and to give people an accessible way to obtain art they will cherish. So with that thought in mind, like your business isn't just you. I mean, it is just you because small business life and a little bit Zoe, but thinking about it as more of a like separate entity from like, as designers, we have a personal brand. Like it's a little bit different than a personal brand, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not just selling yourself to corporations and saying, please give me a job.
Yeah.
But you are like selling products and things like that. So like how do like what you're selling and like what you're offering to customers kind of fit into your branding?
Yeah.
Because I guess we didn't talk about this at the beginning. So I'm going to talk to the camera now.
Okay.
Like part of branding your art business is so that customers kind of know what to expect when they're coming to you, and kind of giving them like an easy in almost. So like for my branding, I have it pretty simple with 3 colors and my logo. And it's pretty like loose and sketchy, but it's also like very bright and graphic. And I think that represents a lot of my art pieces pretty well, because a lot of my art is very bold and graphic, and I don't do as much of like the digital painting like we've talked about before. Most of my art is either printmaking or vector art, which lends itself to like very bold lines and like sharp cutoffs of color. And so I feel like you can kind of get that through my branding. At least that's that's part of the goal. So do you feel like that framing helps a little bit?
I do think so. I did start putting a couple things in some of the other categories that I thought about.
Yes. So feels like soft fur, smells like wet grass and dirt, and tastes like sugar. Yeah, I like it. Do you want to go back to sound?
Maybe. I feel like I'm just really struggling to conceptualize sounds. Like what would you put for sounds for yours?
For mine, it's a great question that I haven't thought about. So now I actually have to think. I think I would put a horn honking, or like a car horn honking. Mm-hmm. I think I'd put...
It's hard.
It is hard. You're not wrong. This is a hard exercise to do. So like, good job. And hopefully it'll help us in the next section.
Yeah.
Honestly, after this, I might switch the sections around. We'll see. I feel like clinking of wine glasses for mine. I almost want to say like a singular punch into like a punching bag. Mm-hmm. Like kind of like the dull thud.
I put cat purring, pencil scratching, water splashing.
Yeah, I like it. Do more feels like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do sun, but like specifically when you're wet.
Maybe just like sun on wet skin.
Yeah. And I want to say rocks.
Do it.
Does it need to be more specific? There's a lot of different kinds of rocks.
I mean, you could be more specific if you would like smooth rock.
Not smooth rock.
Like rough.
Yeah, but I feel like rough isn't the right word. It's more like
pumice.
Pumice is too rough.
Okay.
Like
granite, but like not smoothed, polished granite.
Yeah, like I feel like it's less the kind of rock and more like it's like a mountain rock. Like it's a rock that has not been worn down by the elements as much as like a beach rock.
Fair.
That feels too specific now, but I'm just gonna type it. This rock has never known the touch of the ocean. What would you say for smells for yours? That was very helpful to hear. Like, making you do more work, but it was very helpful to like, because I know what you're like. I know your branding and your art and your vibes, and so like hearing how you translate that to smells and senses was very helpful.
What would I say mine smells like? I feel like smells is the hardest, although taste I think is also really hard. Like I said, smells and taste is the hardest.
Yeah. I mean, I'm having a not hard time with smells and taste, specifically because I ate some beet ice cream last night and it was absolutely like life-changing, and then I was like, ooh, this tastes like dirt in a good way and I want everything to be like this. So
I feel like you should add dirt in a good way on your thing.
Yes.
For taste.
Is it bad that I have dirt in multiple categories?
No. This one's dirt in a good way and the other one's just dirt.
You're so right.
What do I think my business smells like? Citrus. Mm-hmm. I think, but specifically citrus cleaning things. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, not like I just cut an orange in half, but I just cleaned my countertop.
Like Kind Soul. Yeah. I feel like it smells like tree sap. Mm-hmm. It's rolling with the pine. Sharpie.
Nice. I feel like it might be a weird one, but clean hair comes to mind.
Yeah, do it.
But not shampoo. Like, not the scent of hair cleaning products.
Yeah.
But
of clean hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a weird exercise. Yeah. You're allowed to.
Smells somehow both like dirt and clean hair.
Yeah.
Don't question it.
Yeah.
Like, how many more do I need, or is this a good amount to start with?
I mean, do you feel like this is a good amount?
I feel like even though looks like has the most, it feels the least conceptual.
Fair.
So I feel like that needs more like vibes versus just like things I like.
Yeah. What else do you think it looks like? I mean, do you think it looks like dirt?
No.
I already got dirt in two categories.
Sounds like dirt, feels like dirt, smells like dirt. Putting juice. I'm putting koi.
I was gonna also say
fuzzy kitty belly.
I do kind of have that in what it feels like.
I was gonna say it looks like sun through stained glass.
I like that one. That's the genre of colors I was trying to describe.
Fair.
Both software and fuzzy kitty bellies.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like the taste like is kind of all describing the ice cream I had last night, but I feel like that's okay.
I mean, do you feel like there are any other tastes?
I don't know.
Like, is part of like the, if we dive into the beet ice cream a little bit, is it because it was like earthy that you liked it, or like you feel like it describes your business, or because of like the sweet, or
It was kind of the combination of like, it was very earthy. Yeah, like the sweetness and the earthiness was like, that combo felt like very right.
do you feel like there's anything else taste wise?
Having a hard time separating it from just things that sound good because I'm hungry now. I want to say like curry, but I think I just would want to eat curry if it was in front of me.
I mean, fair.
Because I don't think curry has actually anything to do with the vibes of my business.
Fair. What about Sprite?
Yeah. Is that too similar to sugar? I guess that's pretty different because like the sugar has like the gritty. I'm like,
Yeah. Sprite's got the bubbles.
yeah. And
I
I feel like
like
this
it's
is specifically like large grain sugar. Get that powdered sugar out of here. Yeah, if you think that's a good start, like that feels, or a good assortment, that feels like a good assortment to me.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, this is all about you, so
I mean,
you know.
okay.
So the next bit, we are going to define your business's personality. And so the reason that I had ordered it where you're doing the 5 senses exercise and then we're defining business personality is because I figured we could take some of those 5 senses things that we talked about, like more earthy and gritty and like free form and all that jazz, and kind of pull those into adjectives for defining your business.
Yeah.
So there are some that are already on here that are listed and we don't actually have to choose them at all. I figured we could like change the color of the cards that we felt like actually, or that you feel like actually align with your business. And feel free to also add a bunch of other ones at the bottom.
Cool. I'm writing down something that I thought was one of the other words, but it was expensive.
It was expensive.
You have traditional on here twice.
It's not my fault. I pulled this from a different template, but thank you. Sorry for the jump. Our partners just left to get us food and them food and Womp Blossom. So
Actually, no food for them.
no food for them. We're eating all of the food. It's all ours. So Cece has gone ahead and highlighted some of the adjective cards and added in one that she feels like represent her business. I do want to ask you about traditional.
Yes.
Why do you think your business is traditional?
Because I feel like traditional in a non-traditional sense, like I like using traditional materials in a not necessarily traditional way. So like I feel like it's like traditional feels like a word that is involved, but not necessarily using its standard definition.
I see. Very fair.
It's like much more when it comes to medium rather than brand, but I feel like it's important to my brand that I use traditional mediums, even though I'm not like doing a traditional watercolor painting with watercolors.
That makes sense. I think maybe we should add in a few more or highlight a few more, and then we can start pulling them into the is not section.
Yeah. What is a good word for repurposing materials?
Sustainable?
Yeah.
So we've got, so far, fun, traditional, eccentric, loud, expressive, and sustainable. Do you feel like there's anything else from our 5 senses activity?
Yeah, I just highlighted laid back as well.
So I can say what I get from the 5 senses activity and see if any of them jive with you.
Yes.
So I get like gritty, I get earthy, I get warm,
Yeah.
I get soft,
Yes.
I get almost like ethereal from some of them.
Yeah. How in the world do you spell that?
Ethereal. Maybe balanced as well.
Yeah.
It's because of our conversation with like the sweet but earthy and talking about how it kind of feels like it has to be both.
Yeah.
I mean, only highlight them if you feel like they vibe.
No, I think they vibe.
Okay.
I wouldn't have written them down if I didn't
Fair.
think they vibe. Cool.
Anything else you feel like should be added?
I might think of more. I feel like nothing is... I guess, do you think casual or laid back is better? Because I feel like both is too much, but I don't know if casual or laid back feels more right.
Why don't you like try them both in a sentence? Like projectsbysiece is insert adjective.
I feel like laid back feels better.
Okay. Like laid back is more like easygoing, whereas
Yeah.
casual is like just not fancy.
Yeah.
Which both are very similar. So
Okay. Now, what is the next part of the slide?
yes. So we are going to drag the adjective cards that we have added and highlighted over into the is not scale, basically trying to figure out where on the scale each of these adjectives kind of align for your business.
Okay.
Because while they all might be somewhat relevant, they're probably not all to the same amount of relevance.
Cool. So like the is
the
not is not necessarily,
Yes.
there's not a center point that is like neutral here. There's
Yeah.
like a,
There is a box over that's like not sure.
yeah. Just like, because
Yeah.
like everything we selected is like a part
Yes.
of is.
Yep.
And so this is not necessarily the things I put on the is not
Yes.
like things that are opposite of my business.
Yes. Maybe I should change the wording, but yeah. Like is and is less.
Yeah. Is more, is less, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay, let's see.
So the order you have them in right now is expressive, eccentric, warm, fun, earthy, sustainable, gritty, soft, ethereal, laid back,
I think loud's a little.
loud, balanced, and traditional. Does
Yes.
that order feel good to you?
Yeah, the biggest thing is that trying to figure out if like earthy and gritty should be swapped, but they're like so close together that I don't know if it would actually make that big of a difference. But
I mean, you can,
Like
if it's helpful, like projectsbysiece is earthy or projectsbysiece is gritty.
definitely earthy.
Fair.
'Cause I feel like as a standalone adjective, gritty is different than like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
Cool.
So now what we're gonna do is if you want to grab and copy and paste the first 3 adjectives in that section, and we're gonna paste them over here. And so we're gonna do this exercise 3 times with warm, expressive, and eccentric, which were your top 3 adjectives. And so the idea is we're gonna go through for each of the adjectives as like standalone things and say what the adjective makes you think of in terms of color, texture, and 2 sets of imagery. So we're gonna start off with warm. So warm makes me think of this color, and you can also,
Yeah. Cool. That color.
yeah, and then this texture. And so I pulled a bunch of stock images of textures. If there aren't any in here that feel right to you, because also think more about the texture and less about the color of the texture.
Yeah.
At least try to, it's hard. But also if there's none in here that feel right to you, you can use, there's a bunch of stock image plugins in FigJam.
Yeah.
So I've used Unsplash.
Love Unsplash.
Yes. But there are other ones as well. Like I think Pexels is in there, all that jazz. And then this imagery, and then same thing. I pulled a bunch of different images, same spiel. Nothing jives. You can grab a different one.
Yeah. And I shouldn't go so literal, right?
You're allowed to go literal. It's whatever like the adjective makes you think of.
Because I mean,
So.
I could just go fire.
Fireplace, yeah.
But that I don't think fireplace feels right for
Your business.
yeah.
Fair.
Like if I was just trying to describe the word warm, I feel like
Yep.
yes, but
I think
like yeah, am I trying to like forget about everything else, or am I trying to consider everything else while I'm going in here?
you're 60% trying to forget everything else and
Okay.
40% consider everything else.
Cool.
If that makes sense. So doing this more is kind of like a standalone, because these adjectives should be reflective of your business. And therefore, even if it's literal, it should in some sense, at least combined with the other things, reflect your business.
Yeah.
At least is my thought process.
I'm really drawn to the starbursts, but I don't know if that's just because I like that picture or if that actually feels warm. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think I'd describe starbursts as warm.
Like, I don't think I'd necessarily describe starbursts as warm, but I feel like the picture, like this image, feels warm. But I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
I think I was looking more for like the subject of the image,
Okay.
like the imagery kind of thing.
So, like, less this photo is this.
Yeah. So even
rather-
like less starburst and more like candy.
Yes. So, yeah, like the one that I pulled in is less like a photo of tea with a book and more like drinking tea with a book.
Yeah. Which is also why if you think of something that isn't here,
Yeah.
please pull it up.
I really like the chickens. I don't think that's necessarily. Okay, where's that plug?
Yeah. You should just be able to search for it. Nice.
I got a warm color palette.
No one else can see.
Yeah.
There's an old man with like a party hat, like one of the triangle party hats.
Specifically askew.
Askew. It's also, is it a solid white or is there a
It's got
pattern?
tiny polka dots on it.
Tiny polka dots holding a red balloon, like leaning. Hat is like this.
He's
red
also
balloon.
winking.
I can't see that, but
Yeah.
that's such an aggressive wink.
Yeah, it's an aggressive wig. He's also in front of a mirror, so there's a flash behind him.
Yes. Yeah, and there's a cake and a coffee, like white diner coffee cup. Yeah.
Okay, let's find this other warm picture. What happens if I search warm?
Coffee, sky, flower,
Fire.
fire. Lots of warm colored images as well. Lots of sky.
Yeah. More sky than I thought there'd be.
I don't think I'd consider sky warm.
I mean, like color-wise, a sunset has a lot of warm colors. So
yeah. I mean, you could do sun for warm. Like
Yeah.
sun is warm.
that kind of pulls back to some of the other. Like I feel like this feels like a good image for kind of pulling in some of the
Yeah.
Other-
like sun on your skin. Type
like
of
the feeling ones.
expressive.
Let's
What color does expressive make you think of?
Let's see. I feel like a cobalt blue.
Yeah. What is the expressive texture?
What is the expressive texture? The hardest part is just separating from textures I just like. Because this glass one's really good.
Yeah, I think it's actually like hammered copper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's hammered copper.
Yeah. It is a very fun texture. There are some really good ones in here.
Yeah, it's very easy to find the ones that don't feel right, which is a lot of these like very clean ones.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm leaning towards either this like really cracked green paint down in the bottom corner or one of the water ones.
Gotcha.
And I feel like water is more expressive.
Yeah.
But is it the blue water?
I mean, I feel like the lighter colored one
Okay.
is like more violent.
More going on in it.
Yeah. Whereas the other one is a little bit calmer. Obviously
Yeah.
not that calm because
So now imagery for expressive.
yes.
Well, this dog has big expression. And these chickens do look like they want to fight you. I do really like the variety of produce in this one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because I like it.
Fair.
Again, the flaw of I like it.
Yeah.
I think the dog and the chickens both feel very expressive to me.
Yeah. I'll challenge you a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think the dog would be expressive if it was just a dog?
If it wasn't a dog running, you mean?
Yeah, if it wasn't this specific picture. Do you think dogs as a concept are expressive?
No.
Do you think chickens as a concept are expressive?
Yes.
Fair.
Chickens always have attitude. So yeah, I think keep chickens. Am I sneeze for real this time?
No.
I sneezed for real this time.
I'm putting that in.
Good.
But for previous,
Just cut to me sneezing every time I spell a word wrong. That's the blooper reel. Okay, what does expressive look like?
what does
As a
expressive
subject, not as an image. I know if I search expressive on Unsplash, it's just going to be people making weird faces, and I don't think that's right.
You can also think like, what objects do you think of when you
Yeah,
think of
I think,
expressive?
Like the paint with the paint covered jeans feels pretty good. They're not going to be lined up, but whatever. Okay.
And then final adjective, eccentric. What color does eccentric make you think of?
Let me see. This is definitely influenced by the old man picture we already found, but I feel like peak eccentric is an old man in a lavender suit.
Fair. Then what texture do you think? What texture do you think of when you think of eccentric?
I feel like I'm going to come back to this crackly paint.
Yeah.
Or maybe the hammered copper? Because I feel like eccentric does have like connotations of like weird rich old man, and I feel like a fancier material kind of brings a little bit of that in, but like, no. What's your vote between copper and paint?
I think my vote would be for paint. I feel like the copper is almost too, like it's not uniform, but it's like more uniform.
Too clean.
Yeah.
We already have our old man.
Yes.
One more image.
Which I could say the same thing of, do you think old men in general are eccentric? I feel like the answer is kind of yes.
I don't think all old men are eccentric.
Yes.
But I feel like the percentage of people who are eccentric that are old men is high. Because I've met a lot of very boring old men.
This is fair.
But
I
like,
also was going to say I'm going to give a pass on this anyways because I just like the picture.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Like, I think this specific old man is eccentric.
Yes.
But I don't think necessarily an old man is eccentric.
Fair.
But if you were wearing a birthday hat, flipping someone off while having
Yeah.
a single slice of cake with a candle in it, that's pretty eccentric.
That is pretty eccentric.
Especially the like direct flash photography. It's a big part of it too.
Yes. Yeah. The vibes.
Yeah. The vibes are off the charts. Okay. I think like this one might be too conceptual, but I feel like bringing in this, but specifically paired with already having the texture of the like chipped paint, like that combo feels very eccentric. Of like the contrast between the two.
Fair.
But I don't know if that's too conceptual, and I should pull up Unsplash and see if I can find a picture.
I think that's too conceptual.
Yeah.
Because also like just again,
It's the subject.
yeah. Like, do you think sculpture is eccentric?
I feel like sculpture can be eccentric. Like this feels similar to like
The old man.
the old man, but like I feel like sculpture combined with like this like chipped paint, like those two concepts smushed together feels eccentric. But
I would challenge you to think of a subject that
the actual thing in the
like
photo
more so eccentric rather than just sometimes.
rather than just this one old man is now my logo.
Honestly, perfect. 10 out of 10 branding, no notes.
You have to pay for Unsplash Premium and get this old. I mean, this like there's an emu. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, mismatched sneakers. So eccentric. More chickens. Just hard right into exclusively chicken art.
Only chickens. I mean, you already have some chicken.
I do
stuff,
have
don't you?
some chicken. I'm out of stock of a lot of my chicken things right now,
Fair.
but like, just get rid of everything that isn't chickens. Yeah, I don't think searching the word eccentric is the move here.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think of when you think of eccentric?
Kind of like haphazard. I don't think I spelled
That's
it
an
right.
H. Oh, I was just saying.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's an H. For eccentric, I almost want to say like a box of nails or a box of screws.
I see where you're going with that.
Or like red wine.
I don't know if like like I see like the threads of both of those, but neither of them feel quite right.
Fair.
Like I like the variety of textures and the contrast.
Fair. Do you think it's eccentric or do you just like it?
I think I just like it. I don't know. Eccentric's hard.
Eccentric is hard.
Like that old man felt like gave me false hope that it'd be easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could just have a different person with a birthday cake.
That feels like cheating.
Just have the same image twice. I feel like this specific castle feels very eccentric to me. The like cliffiness, but also like the roundness of the castle. I also feel like I'm hungry and I can smell food. So I'm having thoughts
Fair.
that aren't necessarily as cohesive, but I feel like that kind of, here, let me look at it bigger. Do you think that feels eccentric, or is that,
I mean, I don't think it feels eccentric.
because I feel like a part of the eccentricity to me is like the contrast is like part of it.
Fair. I think this might be like a difference in thoughts on definitions.
Yeah.
So I think of eccentric more as like out of the norm, or like breaking norms, or
Yeah, like I feel like it's breaking norms, but like I feel like one of the easiest ways to break norms is contrast.
fair.
But I feel like maybe I'm breaking it down too far. What do we think about this sneaker and amp combo?
I mean, again, I wouldn't say it is, because it's something
What about
like,
this horrifying clown?
I do hate that, actually.
I feel like I don't know how to find a picture that represents breaking norms.
Yeah, like I was thinking graffiti, but graffiti feels like too gritty or like earthy.
Yeah.
It's almost like refined breaking norms,
Yeah.
which feels very, very weird. I mean, I'm gonna leave this up to you on what you think eccentric is.
Yeah.
Because ultimately,
I mean, that kid's breaking norms.
I mean, this is true. You're not wrong. I personally don't think this is refined enough to be eccentric. Like
Yeah.
in my brain. But also, like, all of this work is in theory going to inform your future work.
Yeah.
So it's really up to you.
Yeah. What about a dog in sunglasses?
Yeah, that feels eccentric to me.
Or someone lying on the floor with birthday balloons on their face.
I think I like the dog in sunglasses more.
Yeah, I feel like there isn't enough refinement.
With the dog in sunglasses.
Yeah, I guess like with the combo of images, like I feel like that's kind of like what I was trying to get by like having the statue as the second image is like balancing the goofiness of like the other things.
Yeah.
Whereas like as a trio, the texture, the old man and birthday party and the statue together felt eccentric, but like I feel like dog with sunglasses as like an individual is pretty good.
Yeah.
But
And maybe this is like, if you're feeling like it's not refined enough, maybe it's showing that one of the other adjectives that you had needs to like move up in like priority.
I guess it's like it's less that it's more that it's just like it's hard to find a picture for eccentric.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's like I feel like this dog needs to also be wearing a top hat, kind of a thing.
I mean, you can always draw one on.
Yeah, that's true here.
Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
Fantastic.
Yes. Neat. So we have finished the branding template.
Fantastic.
Obviously, you don't have like visuals for a brand yet.
Yes.
Some of my suggestions on what you can use the work that we did here to like kind of inform further work, like actual visual design work, like making a logo, choosing colors, etc. You could always do more of the adjective exercise that we just did, where you're choosing the ones that are next down and doing the same, like this adjective makes me think of color, like this color and this texture, things like that. You can also use the colors, textures, and imagery that we identified for those top 3 adjectives to kind of inform where you go in visual design. So maybe those colors kind of lead into what colors you choose for your brand. Maybe the textures kind of inform some of the visuals or visual identity for your brand. And then you can use those customer personas or groups that we identified to kind of check your decision making. So how would each of those groups or personas kind of respond to decisions that you're making? So, for example, like the pet lover, what would they think if they came to your brand and this was the set of colors that you were using? Do you think that would resonate with them or make sense to them?
Yeah.
Similar to the connoisseur, if you have a specific logo that you've designed, do you think the connoisseur would resonate with them, make sense to them, draw them in? And then similarly to that, also using your business definition that we came up with to kind of validate and check your decision making as well, making sure that everything kind of makes sense with like your business as the framework.
Yeah.
So, with all that said, how do you think that you're going to use what we did here
I
going
think,
forward?
yeah, this will definitely help me have a more like cohesive brand.
Yeah.
Even if I like don't do anything more, like
Yeah.
if I don't take the time to do a like full like actually designing a logo and stuff, like still
Yeah.
having like these concepts distilled, I feel like will help make my branding and stuff more cohesive, even if I don't have a defined color palette and everything going forward, because I feel like I have a more defined conceptual idea of what I'm going for.
Yeah. Yay. That's good. I'm glad.
But I do think that I am going to make a color palette and try to start thinking about a logo.
Yay. Also exciting.
Yeah.
And where can people find you on the internet?
At projectsbysiece on Instagram and Ko-Fi, and I guess also Threads, but that's just the same as Instagram. And
Delightful.
yeah, I don't think anywhere else,
Yeah.
but who knows.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed watching the video, please consider subscribing. I make videos every Monday about my artwork and what it's like running a small art business. If you'd like to support me further, you can subscribe to me on Ko-fi for $1 or $3 a month. You get behind the scenes content, your name in this video, and monthly digital backgrounds. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.